So, I wanted to share this quick story about something that happened in my life that literally prevented me from my dream. At that time, my dream was to have my own practice. I was working for a nonprofit, making very little. I'm a single mom, making ends meet, and it was difficult. And my dream, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to serve people in a really big way, and I couldn't. Well, I finally got brave and started doing it. But even when I was following my dream, I was struggling. You know, that feeling like you're going somewhere, but you're going through mud and it's hard and it's struggling. That's what it was like for me for so many years. And then I took this class, a coaching class on changing your mindset. And we did this exercise, which I now do with my clients as well in a different form, but similar. And it changed everything. And so the exercise was to tune into something that's blocking you. And for me, it was, I can't make income. It just, making money is hard. And for you, it might be something else. But what I'm going to share with you is the same principle. For you, it might be finding love is difficult. It's difficult for you maybe to feel deep happiness. We all have something that we find this struggle to make it happen. So in my story, money is difficult to make. It's a struggle. There's not enough. The next question was, go back to a memory that reminded you of this. And the memory I picked was, well, before I tell you the memory, in my house, I always watched my father. There was never enough. There was scrimping and saving. We couldn't go on vacations like our neighbors did. We never went out to eat. If I asked for anything, if I wanted something fun to buy, very inexpensive, it was usually a no. They just didn't have it. And I watched my mother never buying anything for herself. She said she was fine about it, but I saw her as very humble and it wasn't necessary. And my father is constantly tense and angry, and that's how the family scene was. And in this particular memory, it was my brother's bar mitzvah. It's a big deal. And my mother, for the first time, I can't probably in years, she went and bought a dress for $80. Today, that might mean $200. And my father flipped out. I remember him screaming at her. The next thing I heard was him leaving the house, slamming the door, and saying divorce, which I'd never heard. And I remember being so scared and watching my mother look depressed and quiet. She's so depressed. She's not comforting me. She's kind of lost in her, I guess, shock. But I'm sitting there going, oh my God. And it just solidified how money is trouble, money is difficult, and money is bad. It can end in divorce. This was going through my mind unknowingly. This is all subconscious. So the next question in the exercise was, what did you learn about money when you witness things like that? There's not enough. Money's a struggle. And from my mother's side, um, deny yourself. It's, I don't deserve, that's my lot in life. I don't want to ask for things. So she dismissed herself from having anything. Dismiss money, and he wants money, but it's a struggle. And that was the messages that I unknowingly incorporate, because that's what happens when you live in your system of a family. You unknowingly incorporate their beliefs, goes subconscious. But I don't know this at that point. So then the next thing it said is, what did you need to hear that would have helped you, that would have moved you out of that whole state of mind, those beliefs? What did you need to hear for you that would have helped you so much to heal from this wounds of never having enough and always struggling? So in my vision, I pictured my mother talking to me, but from her higher self, not the self that didn't deserve. And in this vision, she says to me, she says, look at me. Your father's fear is not your fear. That's his story. My dismissing my worth that I deserve is my story. It's not yours. You, my sweet girl, have been incorporating our stories, and they're not yours. You get to make your own story. You get to make anything you want, because the universe, life is unlimited. And as I'm hearing these words from my higher self mother, I'm feeling that truth come out, because what I was living and breathing was their truth that was holding me down. And that new truth was lifting me up. And she went on to say, you deserve abundance and as much money and as much love and as much happiness as you want with no end, because that is the way life is supposed to be. And she repeats, our story is not your story. And when I finished that exercise, I was so elevated. And what was happening that I understood later is exercises like that, and there's more to it. And when you come to Beyond Belief, I'm going to show you how to do an exercise like this and work on your own core belief. When you do an exercise like that, there's a principle called neuroconditioning, and you actually are creating new neural pathways when you introduce a new kind of belief in your system. But you have to believe it, you have to feel it in your system, and we show you how to do that. And when you consistently do exercises like that, it starts to melt away those old beliefs, the old lies that we've been holding on to, as I did. And then that new neural conditioning takes over and it becomes your reality. Your reality, my reality became, she's right. I can create the story of unlimited abundance. That's in my hands. That's in my choice. That's my divine right. And that kind of work that I started doing elevated me so much that I continued the business. I started to own my self worth. I started to be more in the flow instead of struggle. And clients started to come to my practice. Income started to grow. And that only happens when you shift those subconscious beliefs. It's truly miraculous what certain exercises and practices you can do in your life to turn things around, because you can have all the right skills, all the right marketing, and still not be successful because the subconscious is running the show. You can have all the right strategies and the desire to meet the love of your life, and you know what to do and how to go out there and meet people, and still not have the love of your life because of some subconscious beliefs. And so that's why I know this work is so powerful and will affect everything that you do. And so, again, I invite you to come join me in Beyond Belief, your quantum leap to more abundance and more prosperity in your life. And inside, we're going to do one of these exercises, and you're going to start seeing already a shift just in one day. And that's not all we're going to do. We're going to also help you learn how to expand what I call your energy container, where you learn how to be in a high vibration on a daily basis to support your new belief systems, because it's easy to feel it and then go down, that ebb and flow. And it's okay if you have times when you go down. That's normal. It's part of being human. But the practices show you how to move out of it very quickly so that you don't sabotage what it is that you want: the money, the clients, the love, the freedom lifestyle, whatever it is that you desire. So I invite you again to come join me. This low fee also of $27 ends in 5 days. So register now. It's going to be a dynamite and transformational day.